friends, come on in, take your shoes off, have a seat, and consider staying a while by clicking that subscribe button. So today I want to show you guys how we have packed our car in the event that we would have to leave our house and go out to our bug out location. This is only to get us from point A to point B easily. So this isn't a pack for if we had to like live out in the woods somewhere. Obviously that would change things. But it has been a big concern of mine, like what we do with our pets. My husband works outside of the home, so I would more than likely be here by myself if something happened and have to load up all the animals by myself. And we have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and they are very much a part of our family. I definitely wouldn't want to leave them behind if I didn't have to. And at our current state and our current bug out location, we could very easily accommodate for our animals. And so that is why we have packed the car the way that we have. Obviously, I am keeping up on current events, watching the news. If things were to change, obviously we would have to, rethink this. But I think it's always a good idea to continue to rethink how you would pack in a situation where you'd have to leave. You should always redo your bug out bags, constantly be looking through things, constantly be redoing your house and just improving. So as of right now, this is what we are going to do if we had to leave our house with our animal. When I first started organizing for this animal friendly plan, I tried to use my Jeep Patriot, and although it is a really good, reliable vehicle, it's the newer of both my husband and I's vehicles, it definitely didn't have enough room for both our animal stuff and stuff for us. And obviously our number one priority would have to be us in a SHTF situation, making sure we have food and water as well for the journey to our bug out location. And so that is why we made the decision to go ahead and switch over to my husband's truck. It is older, but we've never really had any situation with it where it broke down or anything. We have taken care of it really well. Everyone knows if you take care of a truck, it'll last forever. And also we were talking about how if we got to our location safely, a truck would be much more useful with either hauling wood, having to pull something, stuff like that. And so we feel pretty good about our decision on choosing the truck. Very back of the tailgate, I know it's kind of hard to see, we have stacked a 4-month supply of dog, cat food, and kitty litter. And so that will last us a very long time. If we had to ration them, we could. I could think we could squeeze it out to 6 months, but that will feed them and make sure that they are well taken care of. On top of this, we have a 50-pound bag of white rice. This would feed us for months, and it would be, a lot of food. So we also wanted to make sure we have that stacked up on there. Here we do have some freeze-dried food. There's 124 servings, and it does have a 25-year shelf life. So this would last us a long time, especially if we got to the bug out location. We wouldn't want to use it, obviously, right away if we could hunt and stuff, but that would be an option. Even if we were trying to find food, it would keep us fed. Down here we have 5 days worth of bottled water, and even though you can't see it, we do have some water filters stuck back behind here. We just got some of the Sawyer minis from Walmart, so that is all kind of in that neat corner. It's hard for me to get to because I'm short, so I can't get all the way back there. In this container, if I can open it, we have some vegetable oil, yeast, we have quinoa, we have flour, we have lentils, all just a good box of dried food. I think we could ration this out to a month where we'll be able to have bread and different grains. We did just buy a 60-pound bag of oatmeal, so I'm gonna have Michael go ahead and stack that up there as well. I forgot to mention that earlier, but we will have the rice and the oatmeal. I have just stacked in a few random cans. There's beans, there is fruit in here. I think I have some random cans of vegetables. So again, this would just give us a little bit of food that we could ration out or flavor up our food when we get to our bug out location. Now we do have a lot of food stockpiled at our bug out location, but I think anytime you are in a community, it's really good to show up with food. You don't want to show up with less than a month's supply of food because that shows that you are willing to contribute, and you need to make sure you're pulling your own weight and carrying your own. So make sure to include some of this in your bug out. On top of this dog cage, we do have a bow. This is the only weapon we will keep in the car full time. Obviously, in a real situation, I would grab our boomsticks and throw them actually in the hood back here, but we don't want to just keep our boomsticks out here in a car, you know, for obvious reasons. So that is already packed and ready to go. If I have more time, obviously I can stack more cans of food up there, but I did go ahead and I moved those cans up there because I need this space. Putting our dog bed, and I do have a few blankets. This is just the one that I keep in here full time. And so that way, you know, if something happens, I need to throw the dogs in the car, they have a nice warm bed. If it's snowing, I made sure I have a few of these hand warmers in here. And what I'm gonna do is this bed actually unzips right here. So I'll be able to, if it's cold, you know, break these open, heat them up, shove them in here, and make sure that the dogs have a nice heated warm bed for the ride to the bug out location. On top of the cage here, I will put our actual bug out bag. My husband has his with him. These aren't the best bug out bags. Honestly, my parents bought us them, and we just haven't replaced them. We're newlyweds and we don't have the money, but this has everything you would need. I'm not going to go over that today. I hate that it's red. I don't know why they ordered these, because like honestly, if you had to walk through woods or something, it definitely would be noticeable. So it's not the best for walking, but like I said, this pack is only to get us from point A to point B. So I'm going to go ahead and that's going to go up on top of the cage. And of course we have our first aid kit. This has very minimal supplies in it. It's just like band-aids, ointments, stuff to clean out cuts, that kind of stuff. So it's not like a trauma kit, but it would get the job done, again, to get us from point A to point B. Over on the side of the dog cage, I have extra gasoline in case we need it on the way. Probably wondering, why do I not have the dogs in the dog cage? Well, I am actually going to put our cats in here because both of my cats, well, not both of them, one is really skittish and the other is very curious, and they would be all over back here and just very nervous. So I am going to put them in this cage so they are contained and easier to just be able to travel with. We have 2 metal bowls in here in case it would take longer to get to our location than I thought and I'd have to give the animals food or water. In this bin, I have a bunch of dog and cat toys. I have animal shampoo so we can be able to give them a bath. I have extra harnesses, and I also have a blanket all the way in the bottom there for the cats to lay in the crate when I do put them in here. On the side, down here, if my camera will focus, I have leashes and also a stake to put in the ground so that our larger dog can be roaming around in the yard when we get there. And in the back of the cage, I've put a small litter box for the cats when they're traveling. So obviously they don't go potty in the cage. And then also we'll have a litter box when we get there. So that is the entire back of our vehicle. Obviously we still have the entire cab, which is where we would put our boomsticks and extra clothes for us and possibly extra food if I had more time. But I really designed this. If I was here and I only had 5 minutes, it's literally all set up. I can just throw the animals in and we can take off. You know, the only thing I'd have to grab is like the boomsticks and my clothes, toss them in the back. But yeah, so this makes me feel a lot better because being here by myself is a little bit overwhelming, and I want to make sure that if I do hear about something happening, that I'm not in a panic, and I know that I'm prepared, and I know that I can be able to get to our bug out location all by myself. Unless we have guests over, you will always see this sitting next to our front door. I always have my purse there, so if I have to grab my driver's license, I mean, I'm honestly in an SHTF situation, driver's license, money, that type of stuff probably wouldn't last long, but I do want to always make sure I have my ID on me, you know, for the minimal time that it will help. And then next to that, I always have a duffel bag. Now, I don't have very many clothes. Like, I'm just being honest. I'm a very simple girl. I work from home now. I have for over a year. And so I'm mostly in sweats. So I don't have a ton of clothes, but I make sure to always have a nice heavy coat in my bag, have a pair of tennis shoes, have some type of pants, have a t-shirt, and have a sweatshirt. Bare minimum. And so I do wear a lot of my bug out clothes all the time, just because, like I said, I don't have that many clothes, so I do rotate out in a lot, but I make sure at bare minimum I have at least one outfit and a coat in this bag. This container, I have sentimental items, and I think a lot of people forget about these in an SHTF situation. It shouldn't be a #1 priority, but because I am being prepared beforehand, because I already have, the car packed, and if I do have time, I will grab this. So in here, first, I have photos. I do have a few picture frames because, like I said, we are going to a bug out location. I know I will want these, and I'm a very sentimental person, so like I would be sad if we didn't have them. So I have a photo album, photos. I have important jewelry that I wouldn't want to leave behind. I have our passports, social security cards, diplomas, all that kind of stuff that I keep in here. And the reason why I keep it by the door is because obviously you don't want to keep this kind of stuff in your car. Cars get broken into all the time. Although it hasn't happened in our neighborhood in a very long time, I still don't trust people. So I keep these packed up just right next to our door, especially right now with not knowing what's going on. And that way, it's good to go. I hope this video was helpful and you figuring out how you're going to be taking your fur babies with you. Let me know in the comments down below any improvements you guys see or changes you would make. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. It's free. It only takes a second and it really helps this channel out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.